Heimdall's names. Heimdall has several other names, among which we find those of Holinskide and Irmin, for at times he takes Odin's place and is identified with that god, as well as with the other sword gods, Aer, Heru, Cheru, and Tyr, who are all noted for their shining weapons. He, however, is most generally known as Warder of the Rainbow, and God of Heaven, and of the fruitful rains and dews which bring refreshment to the earth. Heimdall also shared with Bragi the honor of welcoming heroes to Valhalla, and, under the name of Rygr, was considered the divine sire of the various classes which compose the human race, as appears in the following story. The story of Rygr. Sacred children, great and small, sons of Heimdall. Seaman Zeta, Thorpe's translation. Heimdall left his place in Asgard one day to wander upon the earth, as the gods were wont to do. He had not gone far ere he came to a poor hut on the seashore, where he found I, the great-grandfather, and Edda, the great-grandmother, a poor but worthy couple who hospitably invited him to share their meager meal of porridge. Heimdall, who gave his name as Rygr, gladly accepted this invitation, and remained with the couple 3 whole days, teaching them many things. At the end of that time he left to resume his journey. Some time after his visit, Edda bore a dark-skinned, thick-set boy, whom she called Thrall. Thrall soon showed uncommon physical strength, and a great aptitude for all heavy work, and when he had grown up, he took to wife Thyr, a heavily built girl with sunburnt hands and flat feet, who, like her husband, labored early and late. Many children were born to this couple, and from them all the serfs or thralls of Northland were descended. They had children, lived and were happy. They laid fences, enriched the plowland, tended swine, herded goats, and dug peat. Rigsmal, Du Chaillu's version. After leaving the poor hut on the barren seacoast, Rygr had pushed inland, where ere long he came to cultivated fields and a thrifty farmhouse. Entering this comfortable dwelling, he found Afi, or grandfather, and Amma, or grandmother, who hospitably invited him to sit down with them and share their plain but bountiful fare, which was prepared for their meal. Rygr accepted the invitation, and he remained there 3 days with his hosts, imparting the while all manner of useful knowledge to them. After his departure from their house, Amma gave birth to a sturdy boy, whom she called Karl. As he grew up, he exhibited great skill in agricultural pursuits, and in due course he married a thrifty wife named Snor, who bore him many children, from whom the race of husbandmen is descended. He did grow and thrive well. He broke oxen, made plows, timbered houses, made barns, made carts, and drove the plow. Rigsmal, Du Chaillu's version. Leaving the house of this second couple, Rygr continued his journey until he came to a hill, upon which was perched a stately castle. Here he was received by Fodder or father, and Moder or mother, who, delicately nurtured and luxuriously clad, received him cordially, and set before him dainty meats and rich wines. Rygr tarried there 3 days with this couple, afterwards returning to Himinbjorg to resume his post as guardian of Asa Bridge. And ere long the lady of the castle bore a handsome, slenderly built little son, whom she called Jarl. This child early showed a great taste for the hunt and all manner of martial exercises, learned to understand runes, and lived to do great deeds of valor, which made his name distinguished and added glory to his race. Having attained manhood, Jarl married Erna, an aristocratic, slender-waisted maiden, who ruled his household wisely and bore him many children, all destined to rule, the youngest of whom, Konir, became the first king of Denmark. This myth well illustrates the marked sense of class among the northern races. Up grew the sons of Jarl. They brake horses, bent shields, smoothed shafts, shook ash spears, but Con the young knew runes, everlasting runes, and life runes. Rigsmal, Du Chaillu's version. So those were Heimdall's Names and the Story of Rhaegar, the final sections of Chapter 13 of Myths of the Norsemen by Helene A Guerber, Heimdall. I will be working my way through this book section by section, and if there are any other public domain books that you would like for me to read, please leave a comment below. Did you enjoy this video? Then subscribe for more, and be sure to check me out on Facebook and Patreon. Thank you for listening, and have a lovely evening.